Hi everyone, so in this video I want to go over how to navigate through your day when you are manifesting, and especially for anyone who feels that they get a little bit triggered by circumstances. So when we first wake up in the morning, we are programmed to think about the day before, but when we get into manifesting we become more conscious of this, and if we start to think about the day before, it's only because we are feeling triggered when we wake up in the morning and we're feeling it within our body. So in this moment we say, okay, one step at a time. I'm feeling a little triggered. My thoughts are going into the day before. Rather than doing affirmations and trying to force these positive affirmations into me, let me do breath work, because breath work is telling my body that I'm calming the system down. So first thing in the morning, we get up, we say one step at a time, we do breath work. 10 minutes of breath work calms the system down if you are someone who feels like your thoughts are automatically going to the day before. Now, after the breath work, if you feel that you are still a little bit triggered, you get yourself out of bed and you go and you take either your shower or you start to get ready for your day ahead. So you take your shower, and in the shower then you start feeling a little triggered, you stop yourself and you say, okay, I'm doing good. These are the affirmations that you want to be telling yourself when you are feeling triggered. Because rather than jumping on affirmations that imply that you have your desire, the soothing techniques of affirmations will actually be more beneficial, because when we are affirming for our particular desires, we are affirming to cultivate a belief. But if we're feeling anxious and triggered and everything in the moment, we want to be saying affirmations that believe in ourselves rather than the desire, because remember, it's all from within anyway. So we're in the shower and we're feeling a little bit anxious. So in these moments, we say to ourselves, I'm doing good, everything is great, I'm starting my day one step at a time, one step at a time, everything is going great here, I'm in the shower, I'm getting a good cleanse in my morning, I am doing great. And then after the shower then, you should start to feel a little bit better within yourself. Now that you're in the shower, if you were in the bathroom, then just say a couple of affirmations in the mirror that are going to imply that you are taking on the day. Even just one affirmation of you just looking in the mirror and saying, this is the best day ever. Just some affirmation like that. Then after that, when you are coming out and you're getting dressed and you're going about your day and you are making your breakfast or your coffee or whatever it is that you are doing, you can, as you were waiting for things to cook or boil for your breakfast, you can loop a few affirmations in your mind that is actually redirecting your brain into the person that you are, as the person who has what they want. So let's say, for example, that you are manifesting a relationship with who you want. Maybe you want to be a wife or a husband, and you are noticing that there is a lack in the morning when you were making breakfast and maybe you're on your own. You say to yourself, okay, well, what would I be doing right now if my husband or my wife was here? Well, I would be making coffee, I would be still making breakfast, and so I'm doing all the things that I would be doing if I was in this relationship right now. So why am I feeling if I'm a little bit lonely or lacking in the moment? Well, it's only because I am noticing that the physicality of it is not here. But in these moments, I can say to myself that, well, I am a lovely wife, or I am a lovely husband. I am compassionate. I am loving. I am open to love in all areas of my life. I am an amazing person to get to know. I'm an amazing person to be in a relationship with. And these are the affirmations that you say, rather than the affirmations that are directly focused on a specific person or focused on the actual relationship. You build yourself up in the morning. So after this morning routine, then you can be, if you have to go to work, or if you're someone who works from home, or if you're someone who is not working, or you're just at home, you can set aside then a few minutes then to actually affirm for your actual desire. So maybe you want to put the focus on your specific person or on that specific desire, and you can do that for 5 to 10 minutes within your day. So let's say, for example, it comes to lunchtime and you are making lunch and you notice that your mind is actually wandering a little bit because you're starting to make lunch or whatever it is that you are doing around this time. And then you say to yourself, okay, well, I'm just going to take 5 or 10 minutes here and I am going to affirm for my desires. So this is where your specific affirmations can come in, and you could be saying that I am in a relationship with so and so, or so and so is in love with me, or I am rich and I actually have €1,000,000 in my bank account, or whatever specific affirmations. Now, when you have that little 5 to 10 minute mindset done, and you go about your day again. As your day progresses, you will notice either within your body or within your mind whether you feel that you are triggered at any stage. If you are triggered with any stage and you have about 10 minutes within your day, do breath work rather than affirmations. The reason I say this, as always, is because you're stabilizing the nervous system and you're bringing the nervous system into a more calm, more knowing, more believing, and more trusting place if you are someone who has time to do the breath work. So throughout the day, you also want to be keeping your thoughts as optimistic as you can, but don't ever worry about having to continuously affirm for the one specific thing, because your brain always knows exactly what you want. It'll always bring you to exactly what you want. And what we are actually doing is opening all the neurons to the possibility of this manifesting. And how we open the neurons to the possibility of this manifesting is becoming the identity of the person who has it. So if we are becoming the identity of the person who has it, let's say for example it's a relationship, our affirmations really want to be on our self-concept more than the actual person. So if you are going about your day and you're thinking to yourself that, let's say, for example, you get triggered again by your circumstances, you're noticing that you're not in this relationship, and then you are saying affirmations then that are directly specific to the person, stop yourself at the moment and say, hang on a second, I don't have to affirm for the person. I just have to affirm as myself, as the identity of the person who is in it. So in these moments, I'm going to tell myself, again, I'm going to jump back on my mental diet. I'm an amazing wife, I'm an amazing lover, I'm an amazing communicator, I'm a compassionate person, I'm an amazing husband, I'm a provider as a husband, I am a husband who always takes care of my wife, or whatever affirmations that you are using. They don't have to be specific on the person. They're just about you being the identity of the person who has what it is that you want. And it is the same for money. So let's say, for example, you're noticing that there's bills piling up and they need to be paid. And you are saying, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. Now, that may not help in the moment when you are noticing that there's bills that have to be paid. So redirect in that moment and you say to yourself, okay, hang on a second, I'm feeling a bit triggered. Let me jump on 10 minutes of breath work if I can throw it in here. If I can't, what affirmations do I want to be identifying with now as the person who's able to pay these bills? I pay my bills on time, all my bills are paid, everything is good here, I am feeling secure, I am feeling safe. I pay my bills on time, all my bills are paid, and everything is good here, I'm feeling secure, I'm feeling safe. So those type of affirmations allow you to come back into that identity of the person who has the million, because if you had a million, your bills would be paid. So when we are manifesting, it's the identity that we want to embody. So let's say, for example, it comes to the nighttime. So we've navigated through the day, we've gone through the morning, we've gone through the day, and now we are in the nighttime, and we have maybe had our dinner, we are watching television, or maybe we're just cleaning up or something, and it just hits us that we are on our own, for example. So let's say, for example, you're somebody who lives on your own and you're feeling a little bit lonely in this moment, and you're saying to yourself that you are in a relationship, but it's hard for you to believe that then in that moment, because you're feeling kind of lonely, because you're noticing that there's nobody around you, because you live on your own. So in these moments, rather than sitting down and doing affirmations, ask yourself about the identity of somebody who is not on their own. So let's say, for example, you are manifesting this relationship, and you know what it's like when you are around people. It doesn't even have to be around relationships. So if you are someone who is feeling lonely in the moment, what is it that we actually want when we are feeling lonely in the moment? So that is what you want to ask yourself. And usually what it comes down to, because we can feel lonely even when the person's in the next room as well too. It's not even just about living on your own, although I know that we actually survive with social contact and things like that because of who we are. But at the same time, we can be lonely around people as well too. So what is it that makes us lonely? And the real thing, I think, from my own interpretation anyway, how we become lonely is because in that moment we just want a little bit of validation to know that we matter in this life, that our life is significant, that we are important. And that's kind of, from my own interpretation anyway, where loneliness comes from. So in those moments, if you're feeling lonely, then ask yourself, what would I be doing? Like, let's say, for example, I have a partner, my partner's here, and I'm feeling lonely. Well, what would I be looking for in my partner right now if I wanted a little bit of validation? Well, maybe you would be looking for a hug. Now, I know that you can be thinking to yourself, okay, well, I don't want to be sitting here hugging myself and not manifesting my person, but it's a start. Remember, it's one step at a time when we're manifesting as well, too. So you can do your little hugs and you can talk to yourself, but also as well to do actions. What else would I want to be doing? Well, I would love, I like seeing when my partner makes a cup of tea for me without me even asking, because those moments make me feel important as well too. So if that makes me feel good, well, maybe I'll get up and make myself a cup of tea right now. So you get up, you make yourself a cup of tea, you're still feeling the lack and the loneliness of your partner not being around. Ask yourself again, okay, well, what else would I be doing if my partner would be here? Well, maybe we would be sitting down and watching a film together. So sit down and watch a comedy, because comedy, or a horror even as well too, because for me, these are the two extremes, I think, that actually take your mind away from reality. So in these moments, you can take you take your cup of tea and you watch your television, and maybe then after a while you start to feel, you know what, I'm still feeling a bit lonely. So if we're still feeling a bit lonely, we come back into ourselves, and then we can do things like, I have meditations up there as well, and I'm sure there's loads on YouTube anyway, to do inner kind of love, self-love meditations of validation and trust, and just kind of coming into yourself. And then after that, you should be feeling a little bit better, but then you can say to yourself affirmations of, everything is okay, I'm doing great. Look at how great that I am looking after myself right now, and there's nobody around me, and I'm pulling myself through all this by myself. So then you come to yourself and you say, I'm proud of myself, everything is going great, my partner is coming to me now, or my partner is here right now. And when they are here, we're going to have an amazing time, because I am finding all of that love within myself. So it's just going to be more expansive when I am around this person as well too. Now, let's say, for example, you've done all that and now you're about to go to bed. Journal how your day went. So when you journal down how your day went, before you do your affirmations or breath work or anything like that, you journal down how your day went. You will see how you navigated yourself through the day without needing anyone, without needing validation, with putting all the love and the trust within yourself. And you'll be going to bed then after saying your affirmations feeling proud of yourself. Because you are starting to feel proud of yourself, you will start to wake up. Each morning will start to get better and better as you wake up, because you are cultivating this trust within yourself, this validation within yourself, this love within yourself that is emanating out your worthiness and your deservingness, because it all comes from within. And then eventually then you're in all these opportunities, you're in the right place at the right time, where everything is just coming to you. So remember, as within, so without. This is how we navigate through our day. Don't worry about not saying affirmations throughout the day, because we all know what we're manifesting, and we all know affirmations, and we know that affirmations are great and they keep our mind redirected and they keep our mind on top of what it is that we want to create in our life. But at the end of the day, what actions are you taking to identify as the person who has what it is that you want? There is no point in sitting here and saying I have €1,000,000 and then stressing all day because I can't pay this bill. I gotta take control of my thoughts, and I gotta say to myself, this bill is paid, everything's going to be okay. I'm just going to look after myself right now, because I can trust that this is going to be paid. I don't know how, because I don't know. I don't need to know how, because manifestation just unfolds in the most perfect way. And all I have to do is trust, believe, and receive. And it's the same in every single thing that we do: money, relationships, and all of life. This is how we navigate throughout our day. It's basically what we are doing is, and I know I talk about Dr. Joe Dispenza, but he says this a lot, you're teaching your mind as well as your body to experience this identity before you've actually experienced it. So just keep that in mind when we are actually getting up in the morning. Who are you being? It isn't like, yes, it's all created from our thoughts, but we know this. We know that it's all created from our thoughts. But then it also has to come down to how we are showing up for ourselves. Am I going to sit here and dwell on the fact that I am on my own, that I'm lonely, that there's no one around me? Or am I just going to start to pick myself up and do the things that I would be doing if this person was here beside me right now? Because at the end of the day, it's all a reflection. Everything is reflecting back to us how we are showing up for ourselves. And if we are not able to show up for ourselves in this way, then, how are we ever going to truly accept somebody coming into our life and doing all these things for us as well too? Because when we're not able to do it for ourselves, there is a tendency then to push it away then from somebody else then as well too. Now, I'm not saying that as a limiting belief, but there can be. And so we want to be able to cultivate this embodiment of confidence and love and trust and validation within ourselves. And even if we're not saying our affirmations, just do things in a way that show you that you are the new person or the new identity that you are desiring to experience. So I just wanted to make a video on that. I hope that it helped anyone to kind of understand maybe a little bit better of how we can navigate through our day. I know that we all know how to do this anyway, and sometimes I feel like I'm repeating myself and that you don't really need to be hearing what I have to say because you already know it. But at the same time, I love doing this, and so I wanted to come on and I wanted to create a video that inspired me. Actually, it just was a download, to be honest with you, and I wanted to come on and create it for you. So I will chat to you soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I will chat to you soon.